all, so we cannot waste our time. So we should proceed with the question for our interview. And for the first question is, at home, did you family mainly use one language, or did it depend on who you were speaking with? Can you give us an example?
At home, we didn't stick to just one language. It really depends on who I was speaking with. For example, I usually spoke Mandarin with my parents, but with my grandparents, I often use Hakka, especially since they are more comfortable with it. Sometimes, even within the same conversation, we would switch between Mandarin and Hakka naturally, depending on the topic or who was involved. That's all from me.
To continue the interview session, here is the question 2. Were there situations like at home, with friends, or in public where you felt expected to use one language over the others?
Yes, definitely. At school, I mostly use Malay, especially in classes and when speaking to teachers or Malay friends. With Chinese friends, we would often switch between Mandarin and English, depending on the subject or our comfort level. In public places, I will usually start with Malay or English, depending on the situation, because those are more widely understood. So yes, different environments naturally led to different language choices. Thank you.
Right. For question 3, do you feel that speaking two languages has affected your vocabulary or fluency in either one? For example, are there certain words or topic you find easier to discuss in one language?
Yes, speaking multiple language has had an impact on my vocabulary and fluency. Sometimes I notice that I can express certain feelings or cultural ideas better in Mandarin, while academic or formal topics are easier to talk about in English. There are also times when I forgot a word in one language and have to borrow from another. It's not really a problem, but it does happen, especially when switching quickly between languages.
I will ask you this question. How did people around you, family, teachers, friends, and etc., react when you switch between languages? Was it encouraged, discouraged, or just normal?
For me, it was just normal. My family sees it as a natural part of life, especially in a multilingual society like Malaysia. My friends do the same thing, so code switching is very common and accepted. Teachers mostly prefer we speak one language in class depending on the subject, but outside class, it wasn't a big issue. So overall, switching languages was neither encouraged nor discouraged. It was just part of how we all communicated. That's all from me.
So, looking back, do you think knowing two languages has shaped how you express yourself or think about certain topics?
Yes, I believe knowing more than two languages has definitely shaped how I express myself. For example, I find that when I talk about family or culture, I tend to think in Mandarin or Hakka. But when I discuss schoolwork or technology, my mind automatically switches to English or Malay. It feels like each language brings a different perspective, and being multilingual helps me understand and connect with people from different backgrounds more easily. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all for our interview session, and thank you so much for your time and your participation for our session. And that's all for today. Thank you.